Right guys, there'll be 3 beeps and then it'll be go.
What was that? Did I jump the start? Okay, so last Wednesday found us on round 5 at the MB Worlds Wednesday night series, which is going quite well considering this would be genuinely my 4th race, because if there's a link at the top here and that will show you like the playlist of all my buggy racing so far, of which I've only done 3, not including tonight, so tonight's will make 4. And yeah, all things considered, it's going quite well. Let's have a look at what we've done to the car. So the main thing we've done to the car is actually just fix some bits, because I didn't know they were broken, and this is one of the drawbacks, as I've said, as buying a fully built second-hand car as opposed to buying a kit that you build up yourself. You don't always know that everything's straight and right with the car, and because I'm so inexperienced with all this, you don't know if the handling is down to a problem with the car or just the fact that you're driving badly. Anyway, it turns out there was a bit of a fundamental problem with this. Now, I've always thought at the front end there was quite a bit of slop. Now, that is, from what I've been told, about the right sort of play or slop now in the steering. However, it wasn't like that. Now, you've got your servo here, and coming off your servo is your servo horn. Now, there's a grub screw that connects your servo horn to the spline of the servo, and apparently that wasn't screwed in to the point where there wasn't actually a screw. So this piece here actually moved up and down on the spline of the servo. So yeah, we now have a screw in that, and all of a sudden, would you believe, there's like 100% less slop than there was before. So that put me on to thinking that I would always chasing front end grip. Now, I'm wondering if that is now because the servo horn was so loose, everything was that sloppy, it just wasn't biting. It turns out that between that and a new set of Schumacher splitters on the front, I had all the grip that I could deal with. To a point, I had too much grip. So when the chance to buy a couple of second-hand wheels came up, for a bit of a bargain really, I jumped at the chance. Also, the yellow goes with the green shell, so I like that. And the car suddenly, all of a sudden, it feels like it's been transformed into a very drivable platform. I'm sure that somebody with 2 or 3 years experience into this would look at this and make loads of changes and improve it even further. But 4 races in, the changes I've made, so far so good. Yeah, it's good, and I'm really enjoying it. But does that mean we've spent more than the budget? Let's check out the figures. Okay, so we've got our initial purchase of £200 for the buggies. Our initial tyres were £20. We've got some £7 tape. We've got some £30 has now been spent on variety of shock oil. The diff oil was a £5 each. We've got 2 different versions of diff oil, so that's a tenner. £5 worth of grease for when we took the diff apart and we greased the gears, because you need high temperature lithium grease. We've got £20 that we spent on some new tyres. £10 has been spent on the second-hand tyres, which are yellow as well, and everybody knows yellow tyres are faster than white ones. This is just fact; it's scientifically proven. There was damage, so we've got £20 to a shock tower because that needed replacing. So that's bringing our total up to £322. So we're not doing bad. We're certainly not blowing the bank. We're not into thousands yet, and we're not into high hundreds either, so that's good. Really good steady progress considering what we've spent. So as you can see, I'm still not really breaking the bank with the racing and the budget. It's very manageable still, so I'm quite pleased with that. We're not really spending any more than what we would have been spending if I was still running the mini platform on the 112 scale stuff. So it's so far, it's about comparable. Now, it won't be if Santa brings me what I want it to bring me, but we'll get into that in a little while. And we might have no choice but to spend a bit of money, because I think I'm getting to the level where I need to spend a little bit of money on a certain item in order to not cause myself and others some problems. I'll talk about that in a minute. So I think there was around 90 drivers booked in on Wednesday, which created a really busy and good activity environment to racing. It was, definitely the group of lads I'm pitting with. So we had a lot of giggles, and a big shout out to Sean, who won his first final as well. So well done, buddy. For myself, my qualifying, as I say, first qualifying as I went out, because I hadn't done a practice, went out raw with the car and felt like I just had too much grip, and that, I wouldn't say it was reflected in the lap time, because my Q1's always my practice, so it's always a little bit off from what pace I think I can run. But I did only put in 14 laps, and now even I think that were a little bit slow. But I was so hesitant in some of the corners, it felt like I was going to grip roll like mad. Anyway, different set of tyres, and Q2, the car's transformed, and straight away I feel confident into pushing into corners. So yeah, up to 15 laps, and I felt like there were a couple of snafus during the qualifying. Definitely cost me that 16 lap, the elusive to me at the minute 16 lap that I'm after. Q3, same dance. If it wasn't for a couple of mistakes, I'd have definitely got a 16 lapper in. Much more confident with the car. It felt really consistent. I was hitting some good lines and some good apexes. Just as with racing in a busy environment, sometimes you get tripped up, sometimes you're the one that does the tripping up. It happens, you just got to deal with it. And yeah, 15 laps again. So that qualified me into my start grid of 8th position for the F final. See how we get on. So that's me in 8th position. Let's see how we get on. 3 beeps and let's go. Oh, Bren. I mean, yeah. That was... Right, we've got to watch that again. Okay. So as you can see, there was a reset of the 2 cars at the top. And race control announced there was 3 beeps. And what happened was I got myself all excited, and the 3 beeps went, and then nobody set off. So I thought, all right, well, 3 beeps and we'll go. So I set off, but for some reason I just forgot there was going to be another beep. So yeah, as I set off there, you notice I've only really gone past 1 car, which was the blue car. Everybody gets tangled up there. The blue car does come out, about to go down the steps, so I'm back behind the blue car. So I haven't technically gained an advantage. And then I thought to myself, right, well, now it's game on. So I passed the car there and cracked on with my race. So that's first lap, and I'm in 4th position. So let's see how we get on and see if we can't move forward from here, because there's some really good young fast drivers ahead of me. Car still pushes a bit on power through the corner, but it's nothing bad. Oh, somebody's had a snafu there, so I've nicked a place, so that's me up to 3rd. I do like this layout, I've got to admit. I don't like when I first raced, there were like this big hump just in front of the driver's stand. For love nor money, I couldn't get that right. And they've also took the bobbles away at that top section just before you turn onto the straight, so that helps with a bit of on power onto the straight. Now I'm closing on this guy. Let's see whether or not I can pressure him into a mistake, or maybe sneak up the inside or the outside, or... Oh, no, a bit of a bobble there. Not quite a snafu, but a bobble. And the tabletop. Oh, leader's had an issue, so he's into 2nd. So the pink car's in 1st, then the leader and the pink car get caught up, and little old me, I sneak through into 1st place. Now 2nd place is that blue and yellow car just going over the double and just coming onto the straight behind me now. So that is 2nd place on the track behind me. But to be perfectly honest, I didn't realise it was that close. Yeah, managed to get through on that green car quite well. And then he has an issue, so that takes a bit of pressure off. Try to scarper away, but everybody's got the legs on me down the straight. That just means I've got to outdrive him. Easier said than done. Second place is definitely on the hunt for me. Doing my best now not to make a mistake, but I didn't really realise second place was there, as I say. Let's see how we get on. Neat and tidily over the jumps. Yeah, that's alright, not bad. Hitting some good lines. Just not quick. Steady, consistent, but not quick. Oh, from wide there. I do like that little section there, that's really good fun. Took that a bit wrong. So he closed up really well on me there. He overjumped that double though. So he's definitely... Oh, and that's it. That's the snafu. That's first. And that's second right behind me. Oh, so Alfie Lee really does a good robust pass there on me. So that's took me from first to third. That's alright. We'll see how we get on. At the end of the day, I'm in some really good company here. So third place is... I'm pleased with that. Alfie gets hung up there. Oh, just sneaked through because he had a snafu. He's really pushing now for third place to try and chase me, and he just jumps that double into the shadow realm. Just overdriving a bit there, got himself a bit excited. So the pressure's off me now really, but I don't know this at the time. I'm now just enjoying having a drive, and whoever's in front I'm trying to catch and pass. So I knew I was up into the top 4 I think, but I wasn't quite sure I were in second place. Steady though. As I say, car seems to be handling quite well. Just not quite the on power cornering, so actually accelerating through the corner seems to push wide. Other than that, probably like everybody, I could work on my lines a bit better, so I'm setting myself up better on better racing lines. But yeah, a little 13.5's going mad. Oh, first place had an issue there, so I didn't realise it at the time, but that was me really close to first place. Let's chase him now.
Coming round and over the double now. That's our race lead.
Over the double, round onto the straight. Hopefully the pink car gets out of the way. Oh, he has a problem, and first has a problem. So I've passed him there, and we're on to the last lap. All I've got to do is finish. Last 15 seconds of the race. Over the double, just hold it together and don't crash. Down the straight for the last time. Happy days. So on the very last corner I managed to sneak the win.
A little bit of a jump.
Yeah, enjoyed that, good race.
From 6th to last.
Get in! Victory! Well chuffed. Really chuffed with that. Came at somebody else making a mistake, but you know, you gotta keep your car on the wheels in order to finish. And yes, there's the questionable jump start at the beginning. Now, to my defence, as I've said previously, I did go over to race control and say, look, I did jump the start. If you want to knock me some time off or drop me a place or a position, so be it. The rules are the rules. But you know, I guess for race control, it's a big deal if you're the A and B lads and running that way. You've really got to monitor that. But for us lot down here, we're just racing for fun, aren't we? So anyway, the offer was there and it wasn't taken. So quite happy to take my little victory. And yeah, I was really pleased with that on the night. But it does go to show that my 13.5 turn motor, if you look at some of the times, and I'll put the times back up either here or here, that I'm the slowest car out there. If you look at my fastest lap in comparison to the top 4 or top 5 drivers in my final, I'm a second off the pace of what my best lap is compared to their best lap. So it just goes to show, as long if you can be consistent with everything, consistency is king with all this. You know, my 13.5 turn up against these 6.5, 7.5 and 8.5 turns, they should be quicker than me, but what is it? With great power comes great responsibility, or if you can't control it, then it's useless, isn't it? So I'm right chuffed with my car's definitely punching above its weight as it stands at the minute. So I'm right pleased with that. But it does bring into a concern. So during one of the qualifying sessions, a faster racer, I'll mention it, Aaron, he definitely quicker than me. His car's much faster than me, and he's a better driver than me at the moment. And the issue is, he was coming to pass me and closing on the straight at a much greater rate of knots than my car was flat out. His was still accelerating, and we just happened to touch wheels, and that sent his car well off into the shadow realm. Now, is that him not passing me properly? Is that the fact that I'm now causing a problem? Certainly from that final, if I'm now seeded into qualifying with much faster cars again, I don't want to be in a position where I'm tripping people up because I'm not quick enough. Now, so maybe I'll look at a new motor probably earlier than Christmas, but that will not necessarily push me over budget because I'll find something, but it's suddenly I'm into not really spending what I wanted to spend. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do. I'll take advice in the comments below. Do you think I should upgrade the motor? In that case, the motor's way too fast for the platform. I just don't know. I don't know what to do for the best, but I don't want to cause a hazard to somebody on track either. So maybe I just need to work out where they're approaching me a bit better and check lines, or maybe those drivers need to drive better and go around me rather than hitting me. Anyway, thanks as always for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. If you're enjoying this series, let me know down below. It really helps the motivation to get more videos done. And other than that, so I'll be there for round 6. So toodle pit peeps.